Hi, Charlie here. Where would we be without trees? Trees produce oxygen that gives the planet life. On the other hand though, these trees will take your life. If you ever see these trees out in the wild, then stay well away. Just brushing past one or standing near to one could be enough to end your life. From trees with exploding fruit, to a tree with sap so corrosive it can melt metal. Let's get into it. Ghost tree. The ghost trees of Pakistan are a very mysterious phenomena. You may wonder what the ghostly white coverings on these trees actually are. Well, they're actually millions of very thick spider webs. When there is flooding in the local areas, these spiders climb up these trees to get away from the water. Because they have nowhere else to go, they make all of their webs in the trees. And this totally covers the trees in thick webs. The monsoon season can last for months in Pakistan. So that's why these spiders live and breed inside these trees for a long period of time. Normally their webs would be spread out over a large area as spiders move quite a lot. But because they're stuck in these trees for months on end, the webs really build up. It is rather beautiful and elegant in a way, but you would really not want to get caught in one of these webs. In 2012, there were lots of spider trees near the big city of Karachi. You may think that locals would be horrified with these spider trees being so nearby, but they actually had a positive effect and saved many lives. That's because thousands of the deadly mosquitoes that normally invade the village got stuck in the spiders' webs. I guess you always have to look on the bright side. Sandbox tree. You don't have to be a tree expert to know that you should stay well away from this tree. That's because it's covered in large spikes. It doesn't matter if you're a human or an animal, if you go too near to this tree, then your life will be over. This tree is nicknamed the monkey no climb. That's because monkeys are unable to climb up the spikes. And if they tried to, then they would not be alive for very long. The sandbox tree can be found in tropical regions of the Americas, and has also been found in African countries such as Tanzania. But it's not just the spikes that make this tree so dangerous. The fruits on this tree are literally explosive. That's right, when this tree's fruit gets ripe, it explodes. This can catapult its seed all around. These seeds have been known to fly more than 330 feet from the tree. This is enough to seriously injure any human or animal who's nearby. Some locals to these trees nicknamed them the dynamite tree for this reason. This tree really is a double threat. Not only does it have sharp spikes, but it also has explosive fruit. Manchineel tree. If you ever see a tree with this red line around it, then stay well away. That's because it's a warning that it's a manchineel tree. This is the most toxic and poisonous tree on the planet. This tree produces a very toxic fruit. Every part of this tree can kill you. The branches, leaves, and fruit are all incredibly dangerous. Every part of the tree contains a milky white sap. This is incredibly corrosive to human skin. You can expect it to melt your skin within seconds. This sap can even dissolve metal. Some have even made the mistake of eating the fruit from these trees. And so far, no one who's done this has lived to tell the tale. Not only does it poison you, but it also closes your airways. It will stop you from breathing within minutes. You should not even stand underneath this tree when it's raining. That's because the sap will mix with the rainwater and land on you. This will poison anyone who stands underneath it, and also possibly be corrosive to your skin. This tree is found in southern North America, Central America, and the Caribbean. In Spanish, this tree is known as Árbol de Muerte. That means the tree of death. Thankfully, if these trees are anywhere near people, they have a red ring around them. That is a warning that you should stay well away from these trees. If a leaf even blew off this tree and landed on your skin, then it could be enough to end your life. Shipworm tree. These things look like something from a H.P. Lovecraft novel, but they actually exist in real life. Shipworm trees are trees which contain shipworms. These are one of the scariest creatures in the world. They're not actually worms, but clams. They burrow into underwater trees. If you ever see a tree or piece of wood underwater, then stay well away. That's because they could be infested with shipworms. If you go too near, then these could burrow out of the tree and into your arms or legs instead. I can't think of anything more gruesome than that. These shipworms eat things very quickly. They are known to totally consume entire sunken ships, and that's why they've been dubbed the termites of the sea. Make sure you guys subscribe and press the notification bell. If you do it, then you'll get good luck all year. Bloodwood tree. You may think trees are not able to bleed, but you'd be wrong. Cut into one of these trees and red sap will come out of it. This looks amazing but scary at the same time. The bloodwood tree can be found in southern Africa. If a branch is ever cut off one of these trees, then this red sap will ooze out. But amazingly, this works to repair the tree. The sap will quickly harden and repair the tree. In some African countries, the sap from this tree is used as a natural medicine. Murder tree. This tree is called the Sabera odolam, but it's better known as the murder tree. That's because this tree could be the perfect murder weapon. The tree has taken many lives in India, but they've all been incredibly convenient and hard to detect. The tree nor its fruit is actually poisonous, but the seeds within its fruit are. Sometimes people eat the Sabera odolam's fruit. This is edible and safe, but what they did not realize was how deadly the seeds are. The seeds contain a toxic chemical known as cerberin. Cerberin slows your heart rate right down. This means that blood stops pumping inside you and you eventually pass away. But it's very hard for any coroner to detect how this happened. You would need a great detective to work out if someone passed away from one of these trees' seeds. The seeds are also so small they're practically invisible. This is a good lesson to not eat any mysterious fruit you see from odd trees. It could end up being your last meal. Zombie tree. The angel's trumpet is also known as the zombie tree. It is very poisonous to both humans and animals, and it can turn you into a zombie. It basically puts you into a paralyzed state if you go too near to it. The tree is incredibly toxic. One TikTok user accidentally smelt a flower from this tree, and before long they had gone into a zombie-like trance. They also experienced hallucinations. They were only near the tree for seconds, so thankfully they were okay. But every part of this tree is poisonous. Too much exposure to it can lead to muscle weakness, convulsions, paralysis, memory loss, and even death. This tree may be called the angel's trumpet. After all, it can literally turn a human into a zombie. Strychnine tree. This tree is also known as the poison nut tree. It is native to India and has incredibly poisonous seeds. They are hairy, round, and very flat. 15% of them are made of strychnine. This is a chemical which is often used in rat poison. However, some make the mistake of eating these. The tree's bark and leaves also contain poisonous compounds. But most of the people who pass away from this tree don't even touch it. They simply breathe nearby and inhale the very toxic chemicals. I think I'll be holding my breath next time I go to any forest. Bunya pine. Bunya pine trees may look amazing, but if you ever see one, then you should run away fast. These trees can be over 50 meters tall, but you should also stay around 50 meters away from them. Its branches are covered with very sharp spikes. The bunya pine also develops gigantic spiky cones. These can weigh more than 10 kilograms. When they get too heavy, they fall off the big trees, and onto anyone who's standing below. These have been known to smash cars and also really injure anyone who they hit. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below which was the scariest tree on this list. If you want some more amazing videos, then check out my second channel. But as always, thanks for watching. There are some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.